this is a big one, Robbie.
Is it big?
It's very big. It's 2 shoes, 1 review.
It should be between 2 shoes, but we're doing between 1 video and 2 shoes.
Which
or
one?
4 shoes.
What are you holding in your hand?
Honestly, don't know because they look the exact same.
I know. I gotta say, the one thing, like, you already have people confused on which shoe they should have. Make them look a little different.
So we're talking today about the Asics Metaspeed Edge.
Plus.
It is weird that the plus is in there, but it's not on the name of the shoe. I just read what's in front of me.
I know, like Ron Burgundy once again. And I am holding right now the Metaspeed Sky Plus.
So these are Asics' newest updates to their racing lineup. But before we get into it, why don't you subscribe to this channel?
Soapscribe?
Subscribe.
Get some soap and scribe up.
Yeah, I love scribing. Instead of separating this review out into 2 separate reviews, we thought we'd combine it because we're gonna talk about both shoes anyways, so yeah.
And we're also gonna let you know our preference.
We will.
I think.
Which might be different than you think.
Yeah, but we'll keep you on the edge of your seat until we tell you.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that.
And then you'll be blown sky high.
With the result.
Yeah. All right, so here we go.
I want to talk about the Sky first because the Sky is the one we have the most experience with. As a matter of fact, the original Sky I wore a lot. The Edge, the original Edge, I only wore for the Cherry Blossom 10 miler, and I could really tell the difference between those shoes. So when these came out, I was like, okay, I'm still gonna probably love the Sky and maybe not the Edge as much, but we'll see what happens. In the Sky though, you're looking Sky Plus, you're looking at an upper that looks pretty familiar. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty similar to last year's version.
It's improved, but it is very similar. You have a very thin tongue. You have a very breathable upper. It fits really well. The only problems that anybody's had, I think, is some rubbing on the heel counter. But other than that, the shoe works.
Did you have that problem?
I didn't. Meg did.
Oh.
Robbie, why don't we talk about fit?
All right.
Because in this one, I go up a half size in the Asics.
Same thing. Even in this version, like the
even
newest
in
version?
this version.
Okay, so I felt like this fit more true to size than last year's, which I needed to go a half size up in, but I didn't. So my toes are kind of crammed last year.
I'm gonna blow your mind.
Yeah.
I think this is made on the exact same last.
You might be right. I think I got used to last year's fit, and now I'm like, oh yeah, it fits true to size.
Yeah.
So
that's probably it.
All right.
They call it a plus because they didn't feel like there was enough to call it a 2, but to me, this midsole is completely different than it was before. So let's get in. You love the Metaspeed Sky. It was probably one of your favorite trainers from last year for racing.
Yeah, I think I actually wore it for every one of my races last year.
What you get from the Metaspeed Sky, a lot of cush underfoot, under toe. The plate is closer to your foot, so you're gonna get that feeling of the snappiness coming right directly underneath your foot. And it's not as an aggressive plate as in the Edge. We'll talk about the Edge in a minute, but this one sits like right here closer to your foot, and you're gonna get more of that cush underneath the toes to feel the pop and then come through on the plate.
Yeah, and it's almost, the plate's almost flat in a way throughout, and then it comes up
like
right on the toe. It's a slight tiny wave. I'm looking at it right now. But the stack height is 39 in the heel and 34 in the forefoot, so 5mm drop. It feels a lot softer to me than last year's version.
It's not a ton softer, but it is softer. And what I feel like, and what they're trying to tell you to do, is this shoe is made for people who pick up the pace by elongating their stride. So the faster you're going, the further the tip of this toe is from the tip of the other toe as you come through your stride. So that's why you get that cushion under the foot, because you're doing more of a harsh landing when you do that, and you want that bounce to keep your foot moving in that motion going forward.
Yeah. If you're taking this for the marathon, I think your legs would fare a lot better in this shoe than last year's version. But
And not to give a spoiler, I'm just gonna tell you Meg's preference. Meg's running both of these. She really prefers the Sky. She likes that bounce, which makes sense. Her favorite shoes are stuff like the Alpha Fly. For daily training, she loves Cush. She likes, she likes that heavy stack cushion feel. She hates feeling the ground. And this shoe provides that. You get a nice bounce, nice cush.
Yep.
Both shoes, let's go to the outsole, Robbie.
1.5mm layer of rubber on the outsole. Pretty good, pretty decent grip, I would say.
Yeah, I have no qualms with this. It's one of those shoes that you can feel it biting into the ground when you go.
Yeah.
And you can see you're not going to get much flex out of this shoe at all. Both of the shoes have the same rubber.
I do want to give the weight, which by the way, the weights are pretty much the same for both of these. It's 210 grams, 205 grams, which is about 7 ounces. So
yeah, which is right in there with your where you want to be as a super shoe.
But yeah, let's get into the Edge.
Okay, can we skip the upper?
Yeah, we can because it's the exact.
It's the exact same.
Yeah.
Can we skip the rubber?
Yep.
Because it's the exact same.
Foam is actually still the exact same.
Flight foam turbo. What's different in this? It's the plate and the placement and the geometry of the midsole.
Yeah, and there's also a slight difference in the drop too. We didn't talk about. Yeah. So the drop in
the geometry of the midsole.
Oh, right. But the drop in the Edge is 8 millimeters, so 39 in the heel and 31 in the forefoot.
What's it in the Sky?
It was 5 millimeters in that, 39, 34.
Wow.
So, and we'll throw up a comparison sheet if we haven't done that already, so you can see, as a graphic, we're behind it. I think we're behind the veil, but we're talking over it now.
Okay.
As Brandon's showing it.
Cool.
But yeah, so let's talk about the plate placement in this one, since that's the main difference.
What I like, Robbie, is an aggressive toe spring, and I like to feel that kind of pivot point when I'm going through my stride. This shoe gives that to me.
The plate in this one is more of a Brandon probably should do the graphic, but this goes down more like a spoon style.
Like a ladle. And what it does is, with that, you can see it comes down lower, so you're getting that load that you put on your toe, and that's where I think I like the feedback from the shoe is
toe load.
When you yeah, I do love a toe load. When you when you get up on your toe here and you're pushing through and you feel that pivot go, that's where I feel like you feel the plate kind of give you that extra little snap forward. Now, the shoe definitely does feel, even though it's not that much of a difference in the cushioning, it feels less cushion than the Metaspeed Sky.
Well, that's the weird thing, is because technically under your forefoot, there is more cushion in the edge between your forefoot and the plate, but it feels but the Sky feels a lot more cushioned than this one. So it was a surprise to me because I was expecting the opposite feel, but I think because of that hard curve in the plate, it really snaps you forward and makes it a little bit more firm feeling, I guess, which, by the way, I love it. For sure, I like the Edge Plus better, and that's where I'm like, does it really matter, or does it just matter how it feels underfoot for you?
What I liked about this is it just feels faster underfoot. The transition between your strides 100%. Feels faster. Yeah. So maybe that does make me a cadence runner because I enjoy the feeling of the next move, the next foot coming through more than I like a hop.
So this is the weird thing is, for me, I feel like the Edge Plus reminds me more of last year's Metaspeed Sky than the Metaspeed Sky does. It is hard to just translate, first of all, the two different types to the runners, but then when you have the same colorway, I don't know, it makes it a little bit harder. But
what you're looking at here is the toe shape of the Sky. You can see the toe spring there. So you come through, it's not as aggressive as this one, especially with the plate in there, popping your toe off. That's pretty much it for this one. I think both, like, the other issue you're gonna have is, like, both are really good race day shoes. And when we do our race day layout, is it going to be like Edge and Sky Plus together?
Yeah.
Like, how do we do this? Like, rate them compared to other brands and their super shoes? It's going to be a tough one. So that's it for the Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus
and Edge Plus. Anything else? Oh, well, they are available now for $250. So. By the way, price point? Good, bad, same, nothing? Yeah.
It's what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
You know that you want a super shoe, you want the foams,
True.
You want that stuff. Is what you got.
We'll be at World Athletic Championships in a month or so.
World Championships. We're going to be there covering it with Asics as a media partner.
Again, subscribe here, like this video, and check out our other content, as well as follow us on Instagram, listen to our podcast, The Drop, and Fuel for the Soul. All those links are in the description. And if you have any comments or questions, hit us up. I know this is a little bit of a confusing comparison. Hopefully we...
Confusing.
Hopefully we did our best with it, and somewhat makes a little more sense.
Yeah. There's so many super shoes that are viable right now that are, like, at that level. You're going to have to try some of these yourself and see. Again, the van going across the country, they've got samples. You can try these shoes out yourself, and you can let us know what you think.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Whammy! I wear a 10 in all the other Asics products, and I wear a 10.5 in the Metaspeed Sky and Edge.
So you think it's longer?
No, if I have to go up a size, the shoe is shorter.
Because
I wear a 10 in all of their other shoes, which that means that they run long.
Right.
And I wear a 10.5 in this one, which is my normal size. So for me, this actually fits right. But people usually go up a half size in the shoe.
Hold on.
I'm messing with his head.
I feel like I'm just not figuring out.
Okay.
Actually, for real, time out.
Okay.